What's up, guys? This is Dave from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Tuesday, October 1st. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video. Hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. Okay, guys, we have a big MLB slate tonight. Let's start with the pitcher position. I really like Framber Valdez. He's pitching against the 23rd worst batting team, the Detroit Tigers. Valdez is giving up a .271 batting average against Detroit and has a low ERA of 2.91. He has an amazing dash rank of 100 and his average fantasy points per game is 19. He's also facing 5 righty batters tonight, and he throws his best ball versus righty batters with a .648 OPS. Overall, this is a great matchup for Valdez at $8,500 DraftKings salary. So I like Framber Valdez here versus the Detroit Tigers. Next, let's move on to the catcher position. Francisco Alvarez from the New York Mets is facing a middle-of-the-pack pitcher from the Milwaukee Brewers. Alvarez has a 21% batting advantage and a .780 OPS versus righty pitchers. Although he's 0 for 2 against this particular pitcher, Alvarez's performance has been solid lately, scoring 9 and 12 fantasy points in his last 2 games. At $3,200 DraftKings salary, he's a good value play. So, I like Francisco Alvarez here versus the Milwaukee Brewers. For the first base position, take a look at Ryan O'Hearn. He's facing a tough Kansas City pitcher ranked 10th defensively, but O'Hearn has a solid dash rank of 100. He bats slightly better against lefty pitchers with a .788 OPS. In his last 3 games, he scored 12, 19, and 16 fantasy points. With a salary of $3,600 DraftKings, he's worth considering. So, I like Ryan O'Hearn here versus Kansas City. Moving to the second base position, Jose Iglesias from the Mets stands out. He has a 21% batting advantage and is facing a middle-of-the-pack Milwaukee pitcher. Iglesias bats a .337 average and his OPS is strong. Although he hasn't faced this pitcher before, he has been consistent with 12, 6, and 5 fantasy points in his last 3 games. At $3,900 DraftKings salary, he's a reliable option. So I like Jose Iglesias here versus the Milwaukee Brewers. For the third base, let's highlight Alex Bregman from the Houston Astros. He is facing a good pitcher of the Detroit Tigers, but Bregman has a 36% pitching advantage in this matchup. He's also had success against this pitcher in the past, batting .333 with 3 hits and 9 at-bats. Despite some inconsistency, he scored 15 and 17 fantasy points in recent games. At $4,700 DraftKings, he is a solid play with great potential. So, I like Alex Bregman here versus the Detroit Tigers. Now let's discuss the shortstop position. Bobby Witt Jr. from Kansas City has a historically significant performance recently and is facing a Baltimore pitcher with a decent rank of 12. Witt has a 1,600% total advantage and a batting average of .332 with 32 home runs. He is a bit pricey at $6,200 DraftKings, but his upside is tremendous. So I like Bobby Witt Jr. here versus the Baltimore Orioles. In the outfield, Garrett Mitchell of the Milwaukee Brewers catches my eye. He is facing a middle-of-the-pack New York Mets pitcher. Mitchell's OPS is .967 versus lefty pitchers, and he has been performing well with 0, 10, and 12 fantasy points in his last 3 games. Priced at $3,500 DraftKings, he provides excellent value. So I like Garrett Mitchell here versus the New York Mets. Before I continue with the value picks, remember you can try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself by clicking the link in the description of this video. Okay, back to the picks. For value pitchers, consider Luis Severino from the New York Mets. He's facing a Milwaukee team ranked 18th defensively. Severino has an ERA of 3.91 and has been giving up a .341 batting average versus the team. However, his recent performances included a 21 fantasy point game, and he averages 13 fantasy points per game this season. With $7,200 DraftKings salary, he can be a good budget option. So I like Luis Severino here versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Lastly, for value hitters, I like Donovan Solano from San Diego. He's a right-handed batter with an OPS of .746 versus lefty pitchers and .766 versus righty pitchers. At $2,400 DraftKings salary, he scored 25 fantasy points 2 games ago, showing he can deliver big numbers. So I like Donovan Solano here versus the Atlanta Braves. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video, or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.